Today on the Commanders Report, I'm going to be reacting to ESPN NFL Draft Insider and Analyst Mel Kiper Jr.'s grades for the Washington Commanders during the 2024 NFL Draft. Of course, Adam Peters, first-year GM here in Washington, was quite busy this past weekend, adding some really nice pieces to this Commanders roster, hopefully laying a really good foundation for first-year head coach Dan Quinn. So before I get into Mel's thoughts here, click that subscribe button, okay? Because ESPN Plus makes you pay $11 a month to view this type of content on their platform. Well, today here on the Commanders Report, we're giving it to you guys 100% free, all right? So if you want premium and free Commanders coverage, this is going to be the place for you right here at the Commanders Report. So make sure you click that subscribe button because we got a bunch of great stuff coming your way over the next several weeks. All right, so now let's get into Mel's breakdown of Washington's offseason before and heading into the 2024 NFL Draft. Mel said, the Commanders have undergone a total reset of their franchise over the past year with a new owner in Josh Harris, general manager in Adam Peters, and head coach in Dan Quinn. Peters, who had been in the 49ers' front office since 2017, had some capital to work with in this draft with 6 picks on the first 2 days. So listen, I think we all understood going into this draft that this was going to be a very critical offseason because of all of those early draft picks. Of course, you had the number 2 overall pick and you needed a quarterback. So I don't think anybody denies that Adam Peters really had a lot on his plate here in his first ever draft as the GM of the Commanders. And honestly, guys, I think that he really did a good job really setting a good foundation for Dan Quinn to work with here heading into the first year of this new era in the nation's capital. When it comes to drafting Jayden Daniels, the new franchise quarterback here in Washington, this is what Mel had to say about that pick. With 2023 starter Sam Howell traded to Seattle, Washington had its choice of Jayden Daniels, Drake May, and J.J. McCarthy at number 2 overall. In my rankings, I had Daniels at number 2, slightly ahead of May at number 6, with McCarthy 9 spots later. In the end, the Commanders went with Daniels, a dual-threat playmaker who won the Heisman Trophy last season, and it was the right call. While he won't have quite the level of pass catchers around him as Caleb Williams, Daniels has a true number 1 in Terry McLaurin and a solid number 2 in Jahan Dotson. Daniels is going to thrive in Cliff Kingsbury's wide-open offense and put up some massive numbers in 2024. So pretty much, guys, I'm very excited to see what Jayden Daniels looks like in a Washington Commanders uniform and how he plays in his rookie season. Because like Mel says, it's not the Chicago Bears where you have 3 really good receiving threats that Caleb Williams is going to be getting. But now Jayden Daniels does have Terry McLaurin. He does have Jahan Dotson. He does have Zach Ertz, who I expect to have a pretty decent bounce-back season here with this offense, which is a perfect fit for his skill set. You've got some pretty good running backs here. And, of course, this defense is hopefully going to get a lot better under the watchful eye of Dan Quinn and Joe Witt Jr., the new defensive coordinator. So, listen, man, Jayden Daniels, with his ability to run the football and how ready he is as a passer, in my opinion, his ability to see the field, to mentally process defenses, to throw the ball down the field, I think that a lot of that is pretty darn polished. And when you combine that with his truly dynamic ability to run the football, I think he's probably going to be a top 3 quarterback rusher in the National Football League from day one. He might even be top 2. I think that's going to be really exciting to watch with our Commanders watch parties this year, which I am super excited for. Now, let me know down there in the comments section and predict it. Will Jayden Daniels become a star in Washington? Simply give me a yes or a no for today's pinned comment. Coming up here, I'm going to tell you about today's sponsor at Fanatics. But while I'm talking about Fanatics and what you guys could get from them today, go ahead, find that pinned comment and give me a yes or a no. And we just got done talking about Jayden Daniels and why I'm super excited to see him in a Washington Commanders uniform in 2024 and beyond. And you can get his officially licensed Commanders jersey from our friends at Fanatics when you go to chatsports.com/Daniels. Now, just so you guys know, it's not going to be number 1. It's probably going to be number 5, depending on, if Tress Way wants to give up that number and all these different things. They have to work it out. But right now on the Fanatics website, it's a number 1. But just so you know, when you order the jersey, it will be his actual number, okay? So just keep that in mind. So the picture that we have here is a 1, but it's probably going to be a number 5 Jayden Daniels Commanders jersey. You can get it right now at chatsports.com/Daniels. Use that link to let them know that we sent you. I'm going to put it in the link in the comments and description of today's show. When it comes to the day 2 haul for the Washington Commanders, this is what Kiper had to say. Taking defensive tackle Jayden Newton at number 36 is an example of the best available prospect approach. He has Pro Bowl upside as an interior pass rusher. Mike Sainristill at number 50 is a really fun slot corner who can pick off passes and blitz off the edge. Tight end Ben Sinnott at 53 can be an outlet for Daniels and upgrade as a run blocker. Brandon Coleman at number 67 is a guard/tackle hybrid who could play early. And while I had other available receivers rated higher than Luke McCaffrey at number 100, the former quarterback turned heads with his contested catch ability last season. So my favorite day 2 pick here, I think it's got to be Mike Sainristill out of Michigan. I absolutely love this player, folks. As a slot corner, he models his game off of Mike Hilton, who's one of my favorite nickel defenders in the NFL today. Excellent blitzer from the slot. I definitely think that Joe Witt Jr., the DC here, is going to utilize him in that way. Plus, he's excellent in terms of picking the ball off, not only with his instincts, but also pretty darn good hands as well. He was one of my Sperry psychos this year. I only had about 15 of those this year, and Sainristill is definitely somebody that I would have been targeting if I were the Washington Commanders. And where you got him, man, in the second round, kind of second half of the second round as well, I think that's an excellent value for this player, and I think he's going to be a mainstay in the Commanders secondary for a very long time. Now let me know down there in the comments section, what is your favorite Commanders day 2 draft pick? Was it Sainristill? Was it Johnny Newton? Was it somebody else? Let me know down there in the comments section how you're feeling about the day 2 draft haul. Then when it comes to Jordan McGee on day 3 here, Mel likes this pick quite a bit, saying of the day 3 Flyers, I give linebacker Jordan McGee at 139th overall the best chance to make the team because of his speed and size. And then when talking about the draft class in general here for 2024, Mel said this about the Commanders. I really like this class overall, and whether it goes from great to amazing could hinge on Coleman becoming a starter. If he does and Daniels is a star, this could set the foundation for the Commanders returning to the playoffs, in a couple of years. So here is the full draft class here with all the picks for the Commanders this year. You go Daniels in the first round. That was an easy A grade for me. Johnny Newton, just because defensive tackle maybe wasn't the best, the biggest need, and you didn't get an edge rusher in this class until round 7 because of that. I gave that one a B+, but I love the player. Sainristill gave an A-. Sinnott an A- as well. Brandon Coleman a B+. Luke McCaffrey a B- there at number 100. Jordan McGee a B. Same thing with Dominic Hampton. And Javonte Jean-Baptiste in the 7th round. My overall grade here is an A-, which is the exact same that Mel is giving the Washington Commanders this year. Now, maybe at some areas I would have gone in a different direction, but overall I think Adam Peters, the first-year GM, did a really, really good job, and he's giving new head coach Dan Quinn an excellent foundation to work with as he heads into his first year as the head coach of the Burgundy and Gold. Now, do it for me right now. Grade Washington's 2024 draft class for me down there in the comments section. Give me an A, a B, a C, a D, or an F to let me know how you're feeling about the Commanders' 2024 draft class. That'll be it for today's show, guys. I really do appreciate your support. Make sure you click that subscribe button right now because we got more premium Commanders coverage coming your way later this week. And yeah, you don't have to pay $11 a month like ESPN makes you do. So make sure you click that subscribe button right now for the latest news and rumors surrounding the Washington Commanders.